You know, we have so much to be grateful for in this life, but the truth is that sometimes life demands, struggles, and worries give more room to defeat than to a heart of thanks. Or we forget in the midst of busyness and pressures just to pause and give thanks. You know, it's easier for us to resort to worry and complaining, right? We may not feel like it giving thanks. We're struggling, we're weary, or maybe we feel like He's let us down. We think God seems maybe distant, like He's far away, or maybe He doesn't really care about what's troubling us. But here's what can make a lasting difference. We have a choice every day to give Him thanks. And with a heart of thanksgiving, we realize that no matter what we face, God doesn't just work to change our situations and help us through our problems. He does more. He changes our hearts right in the middle of our struggles. And His power releases the grip of our struggles have over us. We're strengthened by His peace and refueled by His joy. Let me give you 3 reasons why being thankful is so powerful. I'm going to start with number 3. Thankfulness, it's a close friend with peace. When we're thankful, we get peace. And when peace rules in your life, you are actually free. Psalm 8 verse 2 says, "And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which you were called in one body, and be thankful." Here's a second reason. A heart of thankfulness leaves no room for complaining or fear. Thankfulness kicks worry and fear to the curb. Philippians 4, 6, and 7 says, "Don't be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition," here it is, "with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." Well, there it is again. That friend of thankfulness is peace. And who doesn't need more peace? Here is the number 1 reason you want to give thanks. It actually makes the enemy flee. You see, the forces of darkness can't stand to be around our hearts that give thanks and honor to God. Our praise and thanksgiving will make the enemy run. There's a great story in the Bible that tells us of a gutsy move on the part of King Jehoshaphat. You see, when the enemy's army was coming against Israel, he believed God's promise for victory, and he put the singers, the worshipers, out in front of the army as they marched out to battle. It's almost as if they were celebrating their victory before the fight had even begun. It was an action step that boldly proclaimed, "I know who it is that fights for me, and I can't keep silent. I will thank Him now because I already know the ending to this story, and He is worthy of all my praise and thankfulness." You know, should we have any less courage? We certainly have the promise of ultimate victory. We know how this story ends, and it does not bode well for the enemy. So let's start today by lifting our voices in thanks to the one who has already defeated the enemy. If you truly want to live a powerful Christian life, you must learn to give thanks no matter what. So begin with thankfulness today. Stop right now and thank God for 3 things. Come on, just say it out loud. Let the enemy hear it. And if there's some challenge you're going through, then include that in your list of thanks. That'll silence the enemy. And that is courageous living.